So welcome everybody to another wonderful Lytec tips and tricks user group. So we have Robert with us. Obviously, he is the president and CEO of MicroWise. Just a quick disclaimer that MicroWise can't be held responsible for any of the information you need to learn. Please just verify all of the material being presented, and MicroWise can't be held liable for any loss of revenue that you might incur or any legal problems. So our agenda today is going to be financial management with collection services for providers, e-statements, patient text messaging, telemedicine, and a Q&A at the end. We do have Tony Peterson, who's the director of VAR sales at Next Trust with us. You go ahead
Tony,
and say hi to everybody, Tony.
We found out Tony will be best fit to fill today's agenda. We're talking about how to prepare for a downside to the economy if it ever hits. If it hopefully doesn't hit, but whatever Tony's going to talk about today is always a good tips to use and good tools to use regardless of the state of the economy. So without further ado, go ahead, Tony, and we're going to learn what are the tools that you have today that can help a practice bring more money. We all need more money.
All right. So are you guys seeing the right screen here? I've got three different screens. Kimberly, do you see the PowerPoint with
I'm
nothing
showing
around
recession readiness.
and nothing around it? All right. Very good.
Nope.
I have, you know how PowerPoint works. It shows you the other parts on the other screen. So I want to make sure I picked the right one. So I appreciate the opportunity to present here. We love working with MicroWise. They're one of our best partners. I have worked with Robert for more than 20 years and have a great amount of respect for him and the expertise that he brings to you and your business. And hopefully we can supplement that a little bit for you today. We are talking about recession readiness, and while we all hope that recession is not something that we're going to be dealing with, like Robert said, it's looking more and more likely that there's going to be some economic struggles that are ahead of us. So we need to make sure that our businesses are ready for that, especially since this is one of the first times in healthcare where a recession has hit after the patients have really taken the responsibility for the majority of each bill that comes through. Previous recessions came through during times when insurance covered most of each visit, and that's no longer the case. So it's very important that we prepare ourselves and our businesses for what's coming. So let's make sure that I know how to use PowerPoint here. As we said, patient obligation is now over 50% of the healthcare dollar. That means that for every visit that you have, your patients owe more than 50% of the bill for that visit. Research shows that as the patient financial responsibility rises, the likelihood of practices collecting those patient payments in a timely manner significantly decreases. As patients get the bills for these ever increasing amounts, and it overwhelms them, and they decide, oh, you know what, I'm not going to pay that bill, or they'll ignore it, or they'll wait until it's absolutely necessary and they've got people beating down their doors asking for it before they decide to pay. So this is a problem even in normal times. Prior to the downturn in the economy, it was still a struggle to get patients to pay, but especially during times of economic hardship such as a recession, American families continue to feel the financial implications of a recovering economy and the rise of inflation, which has created significant additional demands on their already stretched budgets. Because of this, medical practices are now feeling the crunch as well. In a recent survey conducted by Fierce Healthcare, 90% of respondents indicated their practices are experiencing a labor shortage, causing them to be behind in 2022 revenue goals. With a pending recession looming, finding a partner that offers solutions not only to the practice, but can maximize the patient experience and the likelihood that the patient is going to pay is vital to the financial health of your business. See, my mouse is a little bit sensitive here. So I come from a company called Next Trust, and our product is Bill Flash. Bill Flash is a one-stop shop solution that is focused on the patient revenue side of the equation. It helps you get paid faster at a lower total cost. We can increase the payer or patient satisfaction by offering options for them that make it easier and more likely that they're going to pay, such as stored pay, allowing them to store their credit card on file and make payments easily. Auto pay is a feature that every single one of your practices should be looking at implementing with your patients. What auto pay does is it allows them to pay their medical bills the same way they pay their utility bills. Think about power bills or gas bills, for example. People pay those through automatic payments all the time, and those are variable bills. They don't know how much their power bill is going to be until they get the bill for that. They're still willing to make those payments using auto pay because it's a lot easier for them to do, and they don't have to remember it. Bill Flash offers auto pay in a way that allows you to set up those same plans with your patients, but it's up to you to make sure that they do that. Plan pay is also a very important thing to consider utilizing because this sets up automated payment plans that can break up those large amounts that a patient might be charged and might owe you into smaller manageable chunks that don't require you to go manually run those payments. Those plan pays are processed on an automated basis every month, however, at whatever cadence you determine. These things make it easier for your patients to pay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't have to be standing in your waiting room before they swipe their card if you're utilizing features such as this. If we can offer you the ability to bill your patients and collect the payments, as well as adding additional services that we'll talk about in a little bit, that reduces the number of vendor contracts and fee schedules and interfaces that you have to use daily, which makes it a whole lot easier for you to manage and to get paid. If you automate your billing, payment, and collections process, that's going to save you time and money. And when it saves you time and money, it's also going to increase the cash flow to safeguard your practice. Bill Flash is one of the rare services that can actually cost less than what you're using right now and bring in more revenue. So that's a double-edged sword that can help you recession-proof your business if you're utilizing it appropriately. So really, let's talk about what that means as our end-to-end financial solution for patient care. Bill Flash has billing, payments, and collections, and then MicroWise offers RCM solutions for you if you're needing that assistance. So all of those things can be provided for you under one roof. Let's talk about sending out your statements. If you are mailing your patient statements out right now manually, that means that you're going into Lytec and printing out those statements using your printer, taking the time to stuff those envelopes, seal the envelopes, address them, stamp them, take them to the post office, mail them off. It costs on average anywhere from $2 to $5 per statement to send out a paper statement that way. Through Bill Flash print and mail billing, it is integrated into Lytec, and it provides the most reliable way to send a legal notice of financial responsibility to a patient. So it utilizes the USPS's high delivery success rates. Customizable templates are going to allow you to easily add and edit messages, specify the forms of payments that you accept, which credit cards you accept, and change the color of the statement in order to incentivize and encourage payment. If somebody's late, you change it to red. Red means bad. That's what we all learned in school. So when when a statement shows up in red, it gets a little bit more urgency when the patient receives it. It also provides you an easy way to review, edit, and approve, and make sure that only your approved bills are sent. So you don't have to worry that I'm going to accidentally send a bill to my niece who I don't want to send a particular bill to, or if there's any other changes that needs to be made before a statement goes out. You have the same way to review and edit those that you would when you are printing them out on a printer. If you printed out 100 statements on your printer and you went through and looked at them, sometimes practices will pull statements because they're wrong. They might try to scribble stuff on them to make the patient understand more what's being paid. You have the ability to review, edit, and approve those before they go out the same way you would if you were thumbing through a stack of 100 statements. We provide fast delivery. The approved bills are mailed first class USPS the next business day. And we also offer automatic address updating, where using the USPS National Change of Address service, bills are automatically mailed to the new address, and you get a report of the changed addresses returned back into Bill Flash so that you can update your system, making sure that you have no more returned bills that you have to then pay to resend out. So that service is one where if you see those coming back, you're going to be more likely to be paid by those patients because they'll actually receive the statement rather than sending it to the wrong address. We also offer return coupons and envelopes that are included with each mailed statement, which when used reduce your processing costs and troubles, makes it a lot easier. And if it's easier, it's more likely that the patient's actually going to pay. When you take those and combine them with the ability to have the patient make online payments, mailed bills will encourage and enable payers or patients to view and pay those bills online or through their phone for our combined mutual benefit. So what that means is that the mailed statement that goes out is going to have a link that's listed on it that'll tell the patient, go to this website, enter these numbers, and you can pay your bill. You and your staff have the ability to view all of the bills that have been sent out so that you can easily understand and answer those questions. Lytec has integrated it so that it's very easy from any screen where a patient is there. You press the button and up pops the most recent bill or statement that's been sent to that patient. We also offer billing reports that allow you to easily find the bill processing details and change of address reports so that you can update your records. Mailed statements are not the only way that we should be billing our patients. Mail is old, although it is reliable. Most patients are also looking for ways to view and pay their bills online. And when you utilize Bill Flash to send out and bill your patients, it allows you to utilize one process to send both mail and electronic notifications of statements. So the sooner that your patients receive their bills, that means the sooner you're going to get paid. The mail does take a few days to deliver those statements out, so we'll mail it the next day and it'll show up a few days later. If you sign up for e-bill notifications through Bill Flash, in addition to your mailed statements, those emails and texts will go out that evening. And we send those out in the evening because our research has showed that patients are most likely to read and respond in the evening hours because they're at work all day. And then when they get home, they take a look at their personal email, and that's when they handle those types of things. So we send those out that evening. A free online e-bill is created with each approved bill and available for your patients to view and pay the same day at our self-pay patient portal, which is myproviderlink.com. We also allow you to customize those e-bill notices that go out so that you have the ability to change the message and really speak to those patients in the language that you want to. It also allows you to control the messaging that is there. E-billing eases the payment experience for both patients and practices because it provides patients their preferred e-bill notices via email and or text, where they are then able to view and pay the bill in a few clicks. So if the patient receives the bill on their phone, they can take a few clicks, pay it, they're done. We also offered bundled savings that make it a whole lot cheaper when you send statements via mail and e-bill notices. So you get additional discounts when you send those e-bill notices along with mailed bills. This accelerates the payments by pairing the convenience of an e-bill notice of the obligation or the debt, along with the reliability of mailed bills. Adding e-bills and e-bill notices has been shown to decrease the average days to payment for patients from 20 to 9. That is a significant increase in the speed of payment. That means you're getting paid more than twice as fast when you utilize the e-bill notifications via email and text that BillFlash has to offer. So let's think about this whole ecosystem for a minute. Why is the billing part of BillFlash better with pay services active? There are a lot of practices out there that view statements as a task. Their goal is to get through their day and to process their statements and to be done with their statements by the end of the day or the week or whatever period it is that they're going and doing their patient billing. But in reality, the real reason that we send out statements is not because we just want to be done with it and we have to. The real reason that we send out statements is to get paid. If you send a bill that has a way for the patient to pay, that means that the patients are more likely to pay. If you send them a bill that has no way for them to respond immediately, the most likely response is going to be that that patient will pay their bill the next time they're in your office waiting for an appointment, because that'll be the next point in time where they need something from you. But if you provide them the ability to pay from right there on the bill, it's more likely to pay because it's easier for them to pay. It doesn't mean that 98-year-old Gladys is going to always pay her bills when she sent a text message. However, all of our patients aren't 98-year-old Gladys. Most of the world has moved on to electronic presentment and electronic payments, and we need to offer those things to our patients and to our customers if we expect them to be more likely to pay. This is also going to provide better visibility for you to AR statuses and trends, because if the patients are paying more quickly, you'll be able to understand who's not going to pay more quickly as well. So this is what it looks like when you combine an e-bill notice with pay services. On the screen here, I've got 3 different phones. The text shows up on the left-hand side that tells them that their bill is available with a link to pay. When they click that link, they're brought to the middle screen here, where they have the ability to pay the bill via guest pay immediately. They don't even have to log in if they don't want to. They have the ability to log in using information that is on the statement that was sent to them. However, they don't have to. They can pay that with a couple of taps that are there. The right-hand side shows them the receipt that they would receive when the payment is complete right there on their phone. They can print it out, they can store it, they can screenshot it. Your practice does not have to worry about it. This integrated billing methodology is available with Lytec right now. And if you utilize this, you are going to receive faster patient payments because it is a far simpler payment process for the patient to utilize. And it's letting them pay the same way they pay for everything else using their phones. So let's talk for a minute about the pay services and what that means when you use those in conjunction with the statements. BillFlash offers a complete suite of payment solutions that make it easy for patients to pay 24/7. Our modern EMV terminals accommodate all in-office payment transactions and payments over the phone, and supports popular payment methods such as Apple Pay and Google Pay. So that means that you don't have to have a different merchant service account in order to process online payments. Our service and our merchant services will allow you to do all of those things under one account. We also offer advanced features such as Card Account Updater. Card Account Updater is incredibly important for those of you who are having their patients use features like autopay or storing the payment method on file for the patient, because what it does is it will go out and automatically update the credit card that is on file when it expires, for example, or a new card is issued by the bank. When that happens, the Card Account Updater will automatically update what is on file for the patient so that the patient doesn't run into issues where they're trying to use an old card that is no longer available or no longer valid. 24/7 self-pay options through myproviderlink.com allow patients to sign in to view and pay their bills, or they can access the guest pay as we showed you on the previous screen. This is where they can also sign up for popular features such as stored pay, auto pay, plan pay, and link pay. We also offer within BillFlash, if you are one of the providers that is not able to leave your current merchant service provider, you may have gotten it as part of a loan for your business or any other number of reasons that you're unwilling or unable to move off of your current credit card processing solution. We offer now within BillFlash a new feature or a new service called Gateway Only. This is new in 2022. It allows you more choice and more freedom. This allows you to take advantage of all of the different features that we've talked about here in BillFlash without leaving your current merchant service provider. So if you want to have stored pay, auto pay, plan pay, you want to be able to text out the statements and have the patients pay them immediately. All of those things can be available with our Gateway Only feature that is available now. So you don't have to leave them if you're not able to. This is something where these services are really available to just about everybody. We do have a couple of limitations on certain merchant service providers that don't work. We work with most processing partners. Two of them that are not currently available, if you have Square or Stripe, those are not things that we are able to support right now through the Gateway Only. But if yours is through a more standard bank, we're able to accommodate that with Gateway Only. This next feature that we're talking about is one of the coolest new features that BillFlash has brought out in years. Nearly 20% of all Americans who receive healthcare get sent to collections due to outstanding bills. Patients don't like paying their bills. According to MGMA, more than 23% of a healthcare organization's revenue is accounted for by collections from patients. That's nearly a quarter of your total annual revenue. To make matters more challenging, 4 on 10 on average appeal or fight their healthcare bills and succeed. And as a result of that, about 2/5 of consumers end up receiving a refund for the delinquent bills. Now, I think that coming out of the pandemic, we can all appreciate that there are individual and family hardships, especially when it comes to debt incurred out of necessity, such as healthcare. As much as we can, we want to empathize with these folks. But at the end of the day, our organizations still depend on these revenues. We can't help these patients if we're not in business. To stay in business, we need to collect the revenue that is due to us. Healthcare providers need to get paid for the services that you provide. And that shouldn't be a surprise to any of you there. Collecting on past due AR is very time consuming. And without trained professionals, it can be very ineffective and a huge headache for providers and their staff. In fact, when we surveyed our 30,000 plus providers to find out what their biggest pain points were, 65% of respondents stated that they need help with collections. So how does BillFlash help you with your collections? We offer a unified workflow for sending recommended collections while routinely sending statements. This is a first in the industry scenario where you can send your statements out and automatically route them to collections based on the age of those statements. You have the ability to review and approve which ones are sent. So we're going to recommend them to you. It's not going to just go without any review. You can say, I don't want to send this patient to collections, but we're going to allow you to use the same process that you use to send statements directly to patients to determine who am I going to send over for a more high-touch collection follow-up. We also offer a unified workflow that it makes it so that you don't have to print out reports and send them over to the collection agency. You don't need to fax anything over to them. You're using Lytec the same way that you would upload the statements that are going to be sent over for collections. We also have a focus on collecting for more, this allows you to focus on collecting for more recent visits. So if you want to have your staff follow up on everything that's 0 to 30 or 0 to 60 days, you can then set at 60 days, I want to have the bill flash collection service start calling. That allows you to focus where your staff is going to have the most likelihood of success, and you're not going to have to spend your time sending letters to and calling those that are a little bit older. One of the really cool things about the integrated collection service through Bill Flash is that all recovered payments are received directly into your merchant account through the Bill Flash Pay services. And we then invoice you for our fees, so you don't ever have to wonder if you're getting paid. There are no other collection agencies in the industry that we are aware of that will pay you the money up front rather than aggregating that money at the end of the month, then sending you their what you should receive minus their fees. You are getting every single payment deposited directly into your account, and you receive an invoice at the end of the month. Our recovery specialists are certified in all 50 states to do this work. And we're going to do all of that difficult work so that you can focus on patient care. This is going to really supplement your staff without having to supplement your staff. We can be as nice with our collections as you would like us to be, or we can be as harsh as you would like us to be. If we need to send Guido in to try to recover from people that are not paying because they're deadbeats, we can do that. If we want to be nice and more empathetic and understanding, we can do that as well. You have the ability to determine how aggressive you want the collection agents to be as they go after that debt. We're also working on a few new things that will allow you to enhance your experience if you're using Bill Flash with your Lytec system. These are not out yet, but these are on our very near roadmap. One of those things is enhanced billing. This is going to automate and enhance the delivery of multiple requests for payments over multiple days. This new service is going to enable you to utilize inserts that go with those mailed statements that can be automatically added to each first statement to drive payments. Think of a buck slip that motivates timely payments with visually compelling messaging that is beyond the scope of what fits on a normal statement. Next, during the 30-day billing cycle, email and text reminders are going to be sent according to the customer's or your cadence rules. What that means is you get to say, when I upload a statement, on day 1, I want the mailed statement to go out. On day 3, I want a text to go out. On day 5, I want an email to go out. Or I want all of those things to happen each of those times. You're not going to have to remember to upload those statements each time in order to send another one. Additionally, if you're using this integrated with Bill Flash Pay services, if the patient makes the payment, it's going to stop the subsequent messaging. So you're not going to have to worry about patients getting bills after they've paid. Essentially, enhanced billing is the modern version that supplements and follows the first statements and replaces old pre-collection letters that you might send out. We're also in discussions and work integrating PayPal and Venmo into our platform. This is going to offer you the first integration of digital wallets into the BillFlash platform that will allow your patients to pay you with either PayPal or Venmo accounts without you having to sign up for anything different. Crypto payments are also going to be possible using this technology. It's going to use familiar technology to the patients to facilitate those payments. When you're using the technology that's familiar to the patients, they're more likely to pay. We'll also provide lightning fast enrollment, same day enrollment if you want to utilize those things once those come out. We're looking at this year still for both of these features. So those are things that we anticipate very, very shortly. All right, so we've gotten through a lot here. Hopefully there has been things that have prompted questions for you, things that you've thought of. With any of the features that we've talked about here, you need to be thinking about, how do I integrate that into my workflow? How can I communicate this to my patients? How can I make sure that they know about it and sign up for things like auto pay? So our on-staff accountant or implementation specialist teams, they will sit down with you if you sign up for any of these services and put together a plan to help you implement and make sure that you're taking full advantage of these things. So with that said, Kimberly, can we open it up for any questions?
Tony, actually, it's Robert. I have a question. I'm not sure if I missed that part or you don't have it yet. The texting part, like where the practice or the doctor is texting the patient and the patient can actually click on a link and make a payment.
I did that. Kimberly, did you see that part?
No, I was getting distracted. So you did cover that part. Okay. All right, wonderful. Because that's a really important part, because in my opinion, I think texting gets the most attention out of everybody. That's a wonderful feature. I love that.
Yes, and this is working with Lytec right now. So if you sign up for BillFlash, you can start doing this today. You can start sending those.
Take us through like a real example of how practices are utilizing this and how does it help them. Do you have any testimonial or?
So I don't have a testimonial that I can put on here right now immediately. What I will tell you is that our statements that are sent via text, we are up 20 times where we were 1 year ago with the statements via text. This is a fairly new feature that we rolled out last year. We did a slow roll. This has gone 20 times as many statements are going via text as they were 1 year ago. We anticipate that that's going to increase. And the way that it works and the way that it helps, like I had said earlier, the patient gets a text, they click the link on the text, the link lets them pay, and it provides them a receipt immediately. So your practice doesn't have to do anything if the patient chooses to pay that way. And the patient is far more likely to pay because it's a simple 3 steps and they're done.
That is very impressive. I wish everybody uses this, because can you imagine I'm like sitting waiting for something or in between something. I get this, I've been wanted to pay this, and I can click one link and 30 seconds it's paid. It's wonderful. I love this feature, and I'm not surprised that it actually 20 times more the amount of statements. So that's wonderful. I love this feature.
We're seeing it double every 2 to 3 months right now.
Wow. That's impressive. I love it. Great.
If you are interested in anything that we saw today, you can schedule a demo of what exactly how it would work within BillFlash at billflash.com/microwise. There's a link there that'll let you see the times that are available for our staff to take you through and show you exactly what's going on and how it works. You can ask any in-depth questions that you want. So we would encourage you to go schedule yourself a demo. If you want to see any of those features that we talked about in more detail, that link right there will take you there, and you can schedule it yourself very easily.
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much, Tony. It's been a pleasure having you. I love working with you and over the years, and I think it's not just you. You work for one of my favorite vendor. You're actually one of my favorite expert that I experienced working with in this industry. Thank you so much. All right. So a lot of people are actually watches those videos after work. So we will send out the link with the video recording, and we will follow up with some Q&A for people that want to ask this later on. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Thank you for your business. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Thank you, Robert.